Dun, 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 dun. It's Monday. It is absolutely Monday all across, well, not all across the land. Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. It is certainly Monday. Welcome to the Light Room. I missed y'all. Hold, please. Let me get this together. My bad. This should have already been ready. Give y'all some light in the Light Room, okay? Hope everybody had a good day. Welcome to the Light Room. I am your visionary and host of the Light Room, Marquita Dorsey. And I missed y'all. You can call me Coach Quita D. You can call me Marquita, whichever works for you. But welcome to the Light Room. I am so happy that you're here. I'm excited to have the conversation that we're going to have today. So go ahead and check in with your green heart. Let me know that you are here. Let me go ahead and make this public that we can all be a part of this conversation. Remember, your comments can be posted in the comment section on the live, and I will post those on the screen as well so that my guests and I can answer any questions you may have. So again, welcome to the Light Room. Go ahead and share this live. When you see us here, drop a green heart. Let me know that you are here. I will see your green heart and try my best to acknowledge you. So welcome to the Light Room. How are y'all? It is February, Heart Health Month. Can y'all see my heart? Boom, my little red dress, right? Ladies, get that heart checked, right? I heard my daddy used to say that actually, like, we'll get below the dress tail checked out, but we won't get that thing up top checked out. And, you know, women die from heart attacks just from the stress of life, for your own life and all the people you take care of. So take care of your heart. So go and get your heart checked, get your mammograms, get all the things that you need to take care of you. Remember, this is self-care edition. So we want to take care of ourselves first, so that when we take care of other people, they will be getting served from the overflow. So we're not burnt out. We're not bitter. We're not angry because people need us, because they're calling on us, because we're giving from the overflow. So go ahead and check in with your green hearts. Remember, you can support the Light Room by sending stars, right? They help me earn money to make more resourceful content for you. So go ahead and drop those stars if that's what you would like to do. Welcome to the Light Room. Share the live when you come in. So tonight's guest, I'm really excited and elated to have this conversation with this young man, right? We had a discovery call to have a conversation so that he could get to know me and I can get to know him, and I can see where he is in it and he can understand what happens in the Light Room. And I'm just telling you, I am delighted to have this conversation. Okay. So go ahead, check in with your light or with your green hearts. Share this live. Listen, let this be one to break the internet, right? We're talking about money mentality. And it's like I said at the beginning of the year, we've set all these goals, all these things we desire to do. We know we're going to need some money, right? You know you're going to need some money. So, there go my mama. Mary Brown is in the Light Room. There you go. Welcome, sugar. Welcome to the Light Room. Remember, you can post your comments in the comment section. And when we get to a place in here, we can answer those questions for you. But at this time, share the live. Come into the live. Drop your green hearts. Get you some green tea. Get you pen and paper. Because I'm telling you, this one's going to be different, right? This one's going to be different in a really good way. So get you a pen, get you some paper, get your mind open, get your heart open, get ready to learn. And y'all know how we do. I'm going to go ahead and bring my guest on, because guess what? He's already here. So share this live so he will have somebody to talk to. Get in this room, get in this room, get in this room. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him into the live space. All right. Share this live when you see it. Drop them green hearts when you get in here. Hold on a second. There it is. I'm back. Drop those green hearts when you get in here. Share the live. You don't want to be selfish with this information that we're about to get. You want your family. You want your friends. You want your children, right? I went to an event this weekend here in San Antonio. Beautiful young lady hosted a health fair, wellness fair. And she had that thing so organized and laid out. And she had it done by sections. And there was a section on physical health and, of course, mental health, diet, nutrition, all the things. And then there was a lady that they call her the money lady. And so she had this conversation with us about money and breaking down some of the mental barriers and emotional barriers that we have against money. You know, if I had to call heaven and ask God, say, God, and he say, what's up? I'll be like, what's the number one prayer request in my community, right? I ain't gonna talk about nobody else's community. I can only speak for my God. What's the number one prayer request? I bet you'll say money. I bet you he'll say money. So if you're praying for it, you must need it, right? But what are you gonna do with it when you get it? He answers your prayer. He give you the money. Then what are you gonna do when you get the money? We gotta learn how to maximize. But listen, I'm not the expert tonight, okay? I just want to get y'all in here, get y'all started, get y'all ready, so that when he starts talking, you know, number one, get you a pen and paper. Okay, get your pen and paper. Don't miss this stuff. Again, drop your green hearts when you check in, share this live so that more than you and I can hear this amazing information that we are about to hear. With that being said, right? With that being said, we have here, guys, listen, first of all, y'all see the background? Y'all see the background, right? Happy Black History Month, okay? Happy Black History Month. So here we are. Y'all know how I do here in the light room. I introduce the guest the way that I met them, the way that I know them, and then I allow them the opportunity to introduce themselves to you all the way that they see fit. So we've been connected in the social media space for quite some time, actually. And he's good friends with one of my cousins. And so I needed this, okay? So I too was praying, right? I was like, hey, God, I need to make some adjustments, some arrangements for Monday. I need your help, okay? And so we ended up having a conversation. And in our conversation, my antennas went up like, hold on, what do you do? Who are you? He started telling me those things. And I said, guess what I would like for you to do? Conversation went as it went. And here we are today. So I have to tell you how I met him that way, because that's good enough for us. So I'm going to allow him this opportunity to introduce himself to you. And then we're going to jump into this conversation. Share this live. I'm telling you, let this be the last year you pray to God out of desperation for money. He has set before you people who have the understanding, who have the knowledge, who have the wisdom. One of them is here tonight. Share this live. So, Mr. Craig Chambers, Sr., welcome to the Light Room. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself to the audience the way that you would like to introduce yourself.
Awesome, Miss Dorsey. I sure do appreciate you for inviting me on the call this evening. And just like you were praying for, somebody to fill this slot, I was praying to God, hey, help maximize my business, increase my territory. And we ran into one another, and it really all just worked out in the best possible way. Like Ms. Dorsey said, my name is Craig Chambers Sr. I earned that title, by the way. I got a handsome young son at the house by the name of Craig Jr. running around here, and I do believe they're on the call right now. So, hey kids, how y'all doing? I'm excited that they're on the call tonight to watch Dad in HD, if you will. So I'm 36 years old. I do have 4 beautiful children. I got 2 boys, 2 girls. My oldest son is in college right now. I'm hoping he's on. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping he's on. And that dude makes me extremely proud. He's at MUW right now studying culinary arts. And he had a love for culinary arts when he was young. And I think it took off whenever he beat me in a cooking competition whenever he was younger. So he smoked my chicken whenever he was younger. So that kind of gave him a boost. I won't tell anybody he really just beat me. I let him win, But
of course.
He really beat me. He beat me fair and square. So it kind of took off his love and passion for cooking. And so he's up there right now making me proud. He calls me dang it every day. Hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I don't even want to challenge him anymore because he got knife skills. Now I don't have knife skills. I just know how to chop. He got some legit knife skills now, And so I'm waiting on him to come home because Thanksgiving dinner is on him this year. He already knows that. Thanksgiving on him. My oldest daughter right now, she's in show choir, singing and dancing her heart out. My youngest son, he's the athlete of the family. And my youngest daughter, she's the I guess all around athlete, because she's playing basketball and she's in dance, and so they're all over the place. You know, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a Army veteran, been serving for 17 years now. Wow. 3 deployments, 2 to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan. Total time in country probably about 36-month-ish time frame. Total time in country. Never lost a soldier while deployed, so I'm super excited about that. Everybody we took over, we brought home, one of which is your cousin Chuck. Love that dude through life. Chuck was actually one of my mentors because he got deployed before I did, so he actually helped school me up and train me up on my first deployment. So I love Chuck to life. He always holds a special place in my heart. As far as qualifications go, I have been in the financial services industry now for about 8 years. I have my life insurance license and have my federal securities licenses, Series 6, Series 63, Series 26, which is my principal investment license. And now I'm working towards my Series 65, which will be my IA or my investment advisor license. And listen, before we get started tonight, I want to let you know I'm giving basic information, sometimes public knowledge information, because of my position. I'm not able to go too into detail about different things because I would have to give everybody on this call tonight information, and I don't know who everybody is. So we're gonna keep it basic, but for the most part, it's information that our community needs to know that we really truthfully don't know. Information that we've struggled to find out forever, right? And so what I want to do is I want to give this information to you guys at no cost. I want us to flourish as a people because we have the means to do so. I just feel like we don't have the know-how to do so. I think you're muted.
I got to do this. Let me do this. I dare not allow us to move forward without saying thank you so much. Number one, for your service. And number two, for acknowledging your lineage the way you just did. As a Black man, as a Black father, I am honored to be in your presence and hear you talk about your children in such a way. Thank you so much for being present. Thank you for your presence. And again, thank you for your service. I didn't want, you're going to say a lot of things on this call tonight, but that right there is more honorable than anything, so thank you for being a father. Thank you for being present. I just wanted to make sure I said that to you.
Absolutely.
So with that, you got the credentials, right? Y'all heard the rundown. This ain't anybody. First of all, you got them securities license. He's smart, y'all. He's smart. He's smart, y'all.
I said a little bit.
He got them securities license. He's smart. So where this information is about to come from. This is not some person who just pulls something out the air. He's laid out his credentials. He's laid out his background. And again, as a veteran, thank you for your services. So we're going to jump into this conversation about money mentality, right? And so oftentimes when I'm talking to my next guest, that's when I get the title for what I'm going to call the segment or the show. And so after our conversation, so first of all, we were doing audio voice responses back and forth. So I asked him a question. Let me tell y'all something. He was on fire like from the first question. I was like, whoa. You will not do the live right here in this messenger. You will not do that. So I know, again, this is about to be fire. Go ahead and share this live because we don't want y'all to miss it. And so with that, first of all, what is your philosophy or your mindset about money mentality? What does that mean for you?
Well, I honestly feel like when it comes to having a money mentality, it needs to be deeper than just money, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It needs to be a lot deeper than just money, because I'm pretty sure you've heard most times or a lot of times, if you're always chasing money, you'll never get it. If you're always chasing money, you'll never get it, right? And so I feel like the mentality we have behind money needs to be deeper, or should I even say greater than money itself. I talk to my children all the time, and they'll tell you I talk to them all the time about money and having, the right mindset when it comes to money. And, I always tell them that, you need to have a higher purpose, a higher passion when it comes to earning income, because if your purpose and your passion shines through, then that money will find you automatically. So I honestly feel like when it comes to money or having a money mentality, don't focus. And ladies and gentlemen, I know it might sound crazy to say don't focus on the money, but don't focus on the money. If you focus on something much greater than the money will chase you. You don't have to go and chase the bag, as the young kids say. You don't have to do that, right? It's going to chase you. And that's what you want, chasing something bigger and better and greater than yourself. And that money is going to find you. I guarantee it's going to find you.
It's going to find you. And I've heard billionaires, when you read and you see the blogs and they interview billionaires here and there. And that's what a lot of them have said. They have the money, right? Because there are some things in this life you're going to experience and your money can't do absolutely nothing for you.
Nothing.
So having a higher purpose, a higher calling will be what sustains you to even continue to add value so that the money you have will increase. So you're right. It has to be more than about the money. So culturally, you've been in the financial industry for 8 years. Culturally, what have been some of the mindsets or bad thoughts or negative thoughts about money that you've come in contact or that you've heard?
There's I will have to say, when it comes to money, and I hate to say this, but our people, we got to do better. I hate to say it like that, but we got to do better. All right, because one of the mindsets when it comes to money is, I don't want to leave them nothing. I don't want to leave them nothing. Okay. Wow. Talking about, I don't want to leave my children nothing. I don't want to leave my family nothing. Like when I die, I don't want to leave them nothing. That's one of the worst mindsets we can have as a people, because what we do is we continue the cycle. We don't break the cycle. The goal is to break the cycle, but with that mindset, all we do is continue the cycle. What cycle are you talking about, Craig? Well, the cycle I'm talking about is that check-to-check cycle, or that broke cycle. We continue that cycle generation to generation because we have the mindset of, I don't want to leave anything to them, because they'll run through it, because this, because that. Okay, all right. Well, if you teach them the proper mindset and the proper attitudes to have when it comes to money and finances while you're here, you won't have to worry about them running through XYZ whenever you're gone. So we have to fix that mentality. we have to fix that mentality. I'm telling you, that is probably the number one on my list of things. All right, that's number one. And honestly, the other ones, they're not bad. They're just, as we're doing in this for education, like, they just don't know. They have no idea how to save, how to invest, who to call to save and invest. When it comes to life insurance, they just don't know. And I feel like the lack of education is not as detrimental as having an education and not using it, but it's definitely detrimental to our community. All right, because I've heard this. I heard this quite a bit in my 36 years. How you came to this world is not your fault, but how you leave it is. It is up to us to get this education and not just use it, but to take it back and to teach somebody else. Each one teach, or reach one, teach one, right? Isn't that what it says? Reach one, teach one. All right, so that's what we have to do, right? And another phrase I'm gonna throw out there that we use all the time: knowledge is power. No, it is not. Knowledge is power unless you use. It's not power unless you use it. It is not power unless you use it. I had one of my mentors tell me when I initially got started in this industry. They said, "Listen, I'd rather have somebody that has knowledge. Knowledge. How they put it." Ignorance on ice than ignorance on fire than knowledge on ice, if that makes sense. Ignorance on fire than knowledge on ice. Okay, so basically what that means is, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm excited enough to tell somebody about it. But you got all the information and you ain't telling anybody.
Wow.
So I would much rather have somebody who knows very little about the business or the industry or anything at all. Just go and tell somebody, share the knowledge. Share the knowledge.
And share the live.
Share the live, right? Go ahead, hit that like and share button, right? Share the knowledge. Right, like and share. Share the knowledge, y'all. Share the knowledge. What is it going to hurt you to share the knowledge? It costs you absolutely nothing to share the knowledge. But guess what? You gain everything when you share the knowledge. Because if you think about it this way, right? I might not know something, but Marquita comes to me and teaches me how to do something, right? She teaches me how to do something. Mental health is her thing. So she teaches me how to improve my mental health. And what does that do for her? That helps her sharpen her skills. That helps her get better, right? And that opens up her blessings tank, right? That helps her blessings to overflow. And what do? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna help somebody else get better. And by every time we reach one person, every time we teach one person, every time one person gets better, y'all understand? Numbers multiply whenever we do that. They multiply. From Marquita to me, it might be 1 by 1, but Marquita and me now is 2 by 2. Now you get 4 by 4, and eventually 16 and 32. The numbers multiply. But until we start sharing this knowledge, it'll never multiply. We'll stay stagnant. We'll stay right where we are, and like I said before, we'll stay in a cycle. We'll stay in a cycle. We'll never get better as a people. We'll stay in a cycle.
You know, Craig, a lot of times I hear in the culture, people's like, there's this broke mentality, right? Like we don't have it. We're just poor, black, and I'm black and poor. I'm so poor I can't pay attention. Is it really true that black people don't have money like that? Or no?
I disagree 100%. Black people have money for what they want to have money for.
Let me
say that again. Black people have money for what they want to have money for. Okay, they do. And I'm going to use myself for example. When I first got into this business, I had a whole bunch of crap going on. I had habits, I was not what's the word I'm looking for? A recreational smoker. I did smoke, right? That's cigarettes, tobacco products. That I smoked tobacco very heavily, before I got into this business, right? I had money for that, I had cable. I was paying $200 a month for cable. I had money for that. Guess which one of those brought me absolutely nothing? Both of them. They brought me nothing. Right. So whenever we start to change our mindset and realize we actually have the money, it's just what we're putting it towards. Y'all, you'll find money real quick, like whenever your priorities tend to change. I quit smoking. Not because I was just on a kick and I was just wanting to save up a whole lot of money. Heck nah. I hate the way it smelled. I hate the way it made me feel. And then I was like, I want to be for my children long term. I want to be for them. This is and then I really just thought about it. I was like, I'm paying a lot of money to smoke every week. Okay. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this anymore.
Cigarettes are expensive now. Expensive.
Yeah. And look, I wasn't smoking cigarettes all the time. I was smoking Black and Mild. And I was running through them things. You know what I mean? So yeah, it got expensive. And so like I said, Black people have money for what they want to have money for, and I assure you, when your priorities change, you'll tend to figure out, okay, well, I have so many dollars that I'm utilizing, or that's coming into my household, right? But I have so much going out, and most times, Marquita, we have a surplus of income, which means we have paid our expenses, we paid all of our household bills, right? Paid off all our debts, and we still have money left. But by the end of the month, it's like, okay, where'd everything go? And so I urge every person on this call tonight, if you have not done so, sit down and calculate a monthly budget. I have one on a spreadsheet. I've had one for like 3 years now. The income that I have coming in, the bills and things that I got going out, and what I have left over at the end of every pay period. And that's how I govern myself. That's how I keep myself from, being in the hole or chargeback city. Not chargeback city. I'm thinking about something else. But you know what? But you know what I'm talking about, right? So that's how I govern myself. And and I'm gonna be honest. Does it always work? No, because like I said, I got 4 children, and they're all in some type of activity. Okay,
things gonna come up.
Look, stuff happens. Okay, stuff happens. It's okay for stuff happen, but are you prepared when that stuff happens? Right. I think my oldest daughter right now, I think she's the most expensive child right now.
Go girl.
Look, show choir is no joke. When I say show choir is no joke, it is no joke. Boy, when her mother told me how much it cost this year, I was like, what? And they're doing way less this year than they did last year. I'm like, that math ain't math to me.
We need to talk to somebody who in charge.
That's 0 cents. But you know what? My baby wanted to be in show choir, so I was like, you know what? Let's make it happen. And we did it. We made it happen. But I governed myself in a way I was able to pay for it without batting an eye or without it hurting me, if that makes sense. I was able to do that. And so that's what we have to do as a people. We have to govern ourselves when it comes to our money, because if we don't, how will we ever get ahead? How will we ever get ahead?
Where do you think, like, it seems to be also like a culture of fear of money, right? Again, when I said I can call heaven and ask God, say, what's the biggest prayer request from our people? I bet it's money. But then there's this fear when it comes to money.
It is. And I'm so glad you said that, because one of the things we have to do is we have to unlearn what we learned years ago. Right. We have to take notice of the horrors of the past, and we have to realize, okay, that ain't what it was. Right. We got to realize that. Right. Because one of the biggest things, or one of the biggest ideas and fears when it comes to money, and I'm pretty sure everybody on this call tonight can understand me and hear me. They can hear somebody saying this, right? That money is the root of all evil. I've heard that so much. And I know I'm not the only person who's heard that, right? And that comes from a Bible verse, right? 1 Timothy 6:10. But that's not what the scripture says. That's why I said we have to unlearn. The scripture does not say money is the root of all evil. The scripture says, and I quote, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows." Now, what this is saying, Marquita, it talks about the dangers of excessive attachment to wealth. The love of money can lead individuals away from their spiritual beliefs, right? And cause them emotional pain, right? And I was listening to Pastor Mike McClure. He said something so powerful. He said, when your source isn't the creator, you become limited, and you can only become as strong as what you're plugged into. So the mindset we need to have isn't on wealth and riches. It's not. And I said this before, it should be on passion, purpose, having a spirit of discernment, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and guess what? Work ethic. Work ethic. Y'all listen to me. We can pray for all of the other good stuff, but if we don't have the work ethic to get what we really truthfully after, it's all for naught, right? Because James 2:26 says, "For as the body without spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also." So that means, y'all, we can have
know you was gonna be teaching like that in
the world. Hey, listen, I wasn't trying to, but it just came to me today.
Let them use you. Let them use you.
Look, the Bible says, that really just means we can have all the faith in the world. We can pray as much as we want to pray, but God stand up there saying, "Hey, look, I done gave you everything you need. When are you gonna get up off your butt and go do the work necessary to get it?"
That's it.
I done put it right here in your face day in and day out, but you still sitting down waiting on me to come. That's just like the story of the man lost at sea, right? Out there sitting out there lost at sea, waiting for God to send somebody to him. He done sent a boat by. He done sent a raft by. He done sent a speedboat by, right? Sent a ship by. Didn't get on there one of them. When it got to heaven, God was like, he asked guys like, I was waiting on you. Why didn't you come help me? He said, I sent 3 people to come save you. So listen. So listen. God is giving us the tools we need every single day. But if we don't get up and go and utilize these tools that God has given us, how do you ever expect us to get ahead? Right? How do you expect us to get ahead? How do you expect us as a culture to do better? How do you expect us as a culture to show up the way we can show up?
That's it.
How do you expect that?
That's it. May the Lord watch, between me and thee. We
go ahead and take them off. Right? We go ahead and take them. Go ahead and pass the plate.
Okay, here's the Cash App. You guys go ahead and drop it in the Cash App. Go ahead and send those stars, because that's a word. I'm so glad that first of all, y'all saw he brought the scripture references, right? The man did all of his homework. Okay, so there it is, right there, written in the word. And I'm glad you brought those up, and I'm glad you addressed it from that place. Because we talked about this. We church kids, like, grew up there all our life, and one of the disheartening things that I saw was how it was also what kept a lot of people from being able to walk in the fruit of their work, and sometimes that being money, because they don't want to get too big for their britches, and they don't want to do all these things. But if God gives it to you, if God guides you to it, and you keep God at the center of your heart, and like he's the top of everything, just like Jesus, right? Just like Jesus, all the things he came here and did, he still sent it back to God. Right? It's not about me. It's about the one who sent me. And so hopefully this will dispel the fear or the uneasiness or the anxiousness that believers have when it comes to making money, spending money, having money, circulating money, doing all the things. Like you say, our children should live better than us, and it should get better and better and better. I'm supposed to learn so that I can teach my son. My son should be learning so he can teach his children, and so on and so forth. Like, we should not be selling fish plates to bury people. We should not be stressed out. Like, it's already sad enough when people die, but to die and not have life insurance, to die and not have your business fixed. Now, your family can't even properly mourn you because you just added another stressor. So I know you talked earlier about life insurance and how some people feel about it. Some people say they don't want to leave anything to their children. And you made a very good point. If you haven't prepared those children while you were here, then that's the result too. Yep. When you die, they blow right through it because you didn't prepare them while you're here, or you didn't have that conversation. So share with our community, like, the benefits, right? The vitality of having life insurance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, life insurance, I'll say this first and foremost. Life insurance should not ever be looked at as another bill. And you asked me earlier about the mentality about some of our people. I hear that quite often. It's just another bill. It's just another bill. It's just another bill. And when things come up, that just another bill goes out the window. And what happens during this period, a couple of things might happen. You pass away. Now you have nothing. Or during this period where you have no life insurance, your health declines. And now you're uninsurable. You can't get it. So when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, you have put your family in a predicament. You put them in a terrible spot, because now, like my Queenie said, whenever they pass away, what are they gonna do? Okay, what are they gonna do? And we have to also understand, when it comes to life insurance, what you have to understand about life insurance is life insurance, number one, is not for you. Okay, it's for the people you leave behind. And number two, life insurance is an extension of your paycheck whenever you pass away. Let me say that again. Life insurance is an extension of your paycheck whenever you pass away. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we live, okay? We die. Does that make sense? We live, we die, right? And if we're taking care of a household, that household is dependent on our income. It's dependent on our income, okay? Whenever we pass away, that income is gone. So if that income is no longer there, okay, and we don't have any life insurance to take care of us whenever we pass away, I'll let you do the math, okay? I'll let you do the math. Does that make sense? So what I want to show you, and if you can pull it up for me, I'll quit. What I want to show you when I say life insurance isn't a bill, right? It's an investment. And I'm going to show you in this one example, y'all, how one life insurance policy can change your family tree for generations to come. You might be saying, Craig, well, how in the heck can we do that, right? Here's an example. Here's an example. Go ahead. You go ahead. Here's an example. So the numbers I give you are hypothetical numbers, okay? They're real numbers, but the person that I use as an example, he's a hypothetical person. I'll say that, okay? So take a 30-year-old male who purchases $1 million life insurance policy for $142 a month. Now, for you, that might seem like a lot, but it's $1 million, right? It's $1 million. This 30-year-old man, young, good health, passes away at the age of 50 with a heart attack, due to a heart attack, okay? At this point, he's paid $34,100.60 in premiums to the life insurance company. Now, you might be saying, well, Craig, that's a lot of money. Absolutely, it's a lot. But guess what? The life insurance company brings his family a check for $1 million. That is a 2,832% return on his investment. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. Life insurance is an investment. Whenever you invest money, you expect a what? A return on your investment. All right. So whenever it comes to life insurance, yes, you're paying in those premiums every single month, but the return on your investment is exponential compared to the premiums you've been paying in. Compared to it. All right. Now, hit that next slide for me, and I'm going to show these people how to create generational wealth with one life insurance policy, right? So creating generational wealth with one life insurance policy. So let's take steps whenever the family gets this life insurance policy, okay? We got $1 million. So we've already buried the guy, right? We've already buried the spouse, the husband, all right? Now we're going to take $250,000 and pay off the house, okay? That's pretty substantial because Marquita, wouldn't you agree, right? If you lose a house, if you lose the spouse, you want that house paid off, right? Absolutely. Because that's one less what? Stressor you have to worry about. You no longer have to worry about paying the mortgage, right? Because now you go from 2 incomes to 1. Now that mortgage is a little bit harder to pay. But if that house is paid off, guess what? You don't have to worry about a mortgage. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, now you take 91,000. I'm gonna round up and say 92,000, and you invest in a $2 million policy this time around. A $2 million policy for that 20-year-old child, right? You pay it up for 35 years. Okay. Now that child has life insurance, and they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about paying a premium because it's paid up. Okay. Now you take the difference of 643,000. I'm gonna say 644 for easy math at a 9% rate of return ROR for 35 years. So when that child reaches 55, y'all, that's the potential to be $14,832,000. With one life insurance policy, we've created generational wealth. But our people don't know this information, right? Because like I said earlier, life insurance, sometimes it's a curse to our people. And number 2, we don't know who to save and invest with. So we miss out. We miss out on earning potential. And ladies and gentlemen, let me go back. Let me throw this caveat in there, okay? I say potential to be 14 million. I cannot, as a licensed representative, I cannot guarantee you a profit, if that makes sense. I cannot guarantee you a profit. That is illegal on my part. So I always say it's the potential to be X amount of dollars. Okay. Okay, Miss Judy, I'm glad you understand it, right? I hope you're applying it too, right? It's the potential to be 14 million. Okay. But that's still a huge potential. Does that make sense?
That's some potential right there.
Potential. 14 million. And guess what? Point number 5. That child, once she reaches age 55, she's got 14 million, right? She can live off 5% interest for the rest of her life and probably never run out. 5% interest of 5% interest of 14 million is a little over $700,000 a year. So she's hit retirement at age 55 before anybody else in her class, right? And she's living well above whatever her job is going to pay her at retirement. Man. Because her father set her up for the future. And I think about when she passes away, her family's going to do the same thing, right? Her family's going to do the same thing. And the biggest key when it comes to saving and investing, point number 6, if your money is not outpacing inflation, you're losing. I'm going to say that again. If your money is not outpacing inflation, you're losing. Okay, so when it comes to your savings, when it comes to your investing, make sure you have your money in the proper vehicle that's going to get you to where you want to be long term. That's all I got. You close it out. You close it out. I didn't hear you. What you say?
Y'all all right. Everybody, y'all all right. Y'all breathe, guys. Breathe. Yeah, I told y'all this was going to be different. You know, when I say educate, empower, and equip, you just got all that right there. You just got educated, you got empowered, and you got equipped. From the scripture to the real talk, like the breakdown, the pointed out, man. If you see it for your child, just imagine what it would have been like if your father or your mother had done this for you. And at this point, you living off $14 million because they took the time to go see somebody like Mr. Chambers and set a plan in place to make sure that when they're gone, right, my children are taken care of. And so what about people who don't have children? Because sometimes people don't have children. So it's like, well, I don't need all that. I don't have kids.
I mean, if you don't have
children, what advice would you give, or what can you say for people who have children?
Do it anyway. Do it anyway. And here's why I say that, because even if you don't have children now, you might have some in the future. Why not go ahead and set yourself and them up for success? Okay, that's with life insurance as well. True, you may not have children now. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Do it anyway, because guess what? If you pass away too soon, or in our minds, what is too soon, somebody still has to bury you. Somebody still has to bury you, and it's probably going to be a parent or a sibling. Somebody still has to properly put you away, and how the heck are they going to do it if they don't have any money? How are they going to do it? So I would advise you to do it anyway. Listen, it doesn't have to be an ungodly amount. It doesn't have to be an ungodly amount, you know. It doesn't. I would say invest in enough coverage to properly put you away. And then I'm a mama's boy. She knows I love her to life. Okay. She knows I love her to life. If I'm single, I don't have any kids, children. This is just an example. Okay. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. Right. But if I'm single, right, and I don't have any kids, and it's just my mama who puts me away, I'm going to make sure whenever I pass away, she can bury me properly. And I'm going to make sure the rest of her life is comfortable. Does that make sense, y'all? I'm gonna make sure her life is comfortable because she took care of me. You know, she made sure my life was comfortable up until the point I could get out on my own and do my thing. And whenever I pass
Shout
away,
out to all the mamas.
shout out. I want to make sure she's comfortable. So if you have no responsibilities, it's just you. Invest in it anyway. Invest in it anyway. What will it hurt? It won't hurt a thing. Invest in it anyway. You're gonna need it because guess what? In the early years, life insurance protects you in the event you pass away too soon. Saving and investing protects you in the event you live too long. So you need the life insurance in the early years. Okay, you're gonna need savings and investing in your later years. So they're both necessary. Even if you don't have children, if you're not married, no spouse, do it anyway. That's my advice. Do it anyway.
Wow, I like that. I told y'all. Okay, I told y'all it was gonna be fire. Listen, let me make sure I haven't missed any questions. I don't think I've missed it. Oh, his name is Craig Chambers Sr. Yes. Somebody asked what was your name. So his name is Craig Chambers Sr. And he is so out. Where can people find you? How can people connect to you if they're interested in buying a policy or learning more about financial literacy as it relates to insurance and securities and things like that? How can people get in contact with you?
Well, you can, if you will, Marquita, you can type this in the chat box or what have you, or pop it up as a banner. My phone number is 601-467-9136. You can shoot me a text or you can give me a call. If I don't answer straight away, please give me some grace because I still do have a full-time job. I'm full-time military right now. I am a full-time dad, so I got a lot of stuff going on. So if I don't answer straight away, give me some grace, and I promise you I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Oh, and listen, if you call and I don't answer, leave a voice message. I have a lot of spam calls too. So please leave a voice message with your phone number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. That is the best way to reach me.
There it is. There you have it. I'll leave that one up for a second, just for anybody that's popping in and out. I can't wait to go back and watch this replay. Man, because when I'm hosting, I can't really be engaged the way that I need to hear because I have to be alert. But when I go back and listen to some of these lives, like, man, we said that, they said that. I just look forward to the things that I didn't get to make a banner for that came up in this conversation. I don't see any questions, so you must have laid it out real good. You laid it out real good. The people are on fire. They full. They say thank you. They say you didn't preach. Listen, remember you can support the Lightroom by sending stars. That's how Craig got here. But if you're interested, listen. If you're interested in life insurance, getting your financials in order, this is the contact information, okay? This is why you contact him at this number to take care of your business, okay? This ain't the dating site. I don't know how y'all want to do it, but contact the young man here for the business, okay? You want to set up a life insurance policy, whatever. Just saying, since we put the number out there, and it's going to be all over the place. But thank you for coming into this space, sharing your knowledge, sharing your expertise, and teaching me all the things that can happen with this setup too. We did PowerPoints and everything. So yeah, thank you for coming into the space, sharing your expertise. And come on, good job. That's right. Sharing with us the things that we absolutely need to know. You and I are going to definitely stay connected in the space because this won't be the end of it. It's one of these things that you got to talk about a few more times because we have to break up with the fear that we have of money.
That's right.
That's just what it is. And that doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen in one live. That happens in continued conversation and learning more and doing things different. So thank you for being in the space and all the ways that you serve as a serviceman, as a father, and as a financial literacy expert coach. Not sure which one you go by. If there are no questions, I don't want to take you from your children any longer. Anything that you would like to close out with letting them know more about you or the financial literacy, anything you want to give to the audience to close out.
All right, so listen, one of the services that I do offer, it is a complimentary services, ladies and gentlemen. It's called an FNA, or financial needs analysis, right? And so what this tool helps me to do is analyze your finances from A to Z. Okay, one of the biggest questions that I always ask, and I can never get an answer, is, when do you think you will be completely debt free? What do you think the answer to that is, Mo Queen?
Hopefully before I die. Probably never. Most people say
Probably
never.
never. You're right. You're right. That is probably the number one answer I get. Probably never. All right. But what if I show you? What if I show you? Or what if I tell you, if I can analyze your finances, I can show you your debt freedom date, month and year. You'll be completely debt free just by following the plan I put in place for you. What if I tell you that?
And you're gonna get a plan?
Yeah, you're gonna get a whole plan. Oh, and it's customized to you. No cookie cutter plan. It is customized to you and your situation. Right? No cookie cutter, right? That's one of the things I say.
Put me in the game, coach. That's what I'm gonna say. Put me in the game, coach. Because and just transparency on my end. My idea of money management is making sure that when I swipe my card, it goes through, and making sure that when I want to buy something, I can buy something. But
right.
I've been learning just over the past couple of years, like, you got to tell your money where to go. You got to see where it's going. You got to get a better handle on it. Through my job, I was able to complete the Financial Peace University through Dave Ramsey. So it really provided a lot of perspective on being debt free, right? Getting the cash in hand, and just how to really handle finances on the earth. And of course, he comes from scripture and things like that. So I appreciate having that experience. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you, Craig.
You got my number now. You got my number now.
Through that thing. Yeah, I don't, and I do, again, personally, I do have a little traumatic fear or whatever with money, because if you grow up having to, and I say this, and my mom on here, and there's no shame. Thank God he's been good to us through the years. And even in that moment, I remember wanting to buy chips in the cafeteria and watching my mama scrape the bottom of her purse to give me like $2 so that I could buy snacks in the cafeteria. And then here my son is, he get to choose what kind of snacks he want to buy, And so I just, sometimes those subconsciously, those things come up where you spend because you remember a time where that's how you had to get it. So, well, I got it, I'm gonna spend it. And so I really have to tame that demon right there. I really have to tame that demon and put that money in a place that'll circulate back through. So I look forward to working with you in that space and working those things out. Somebody said, sign me up now. Well, the light room is going to be pushing them to you, So again, may the Lord expand your territory in this space and people be served, and you get to do what you love to do, have been called to do in supporting our community. Again, I'm going to let you get back to your family. Thank you, children, for allowing us this time with your father and for him to share with the community. Shout out to you for that background. I still ain't put one on mine, but shout out to you for that good background. It is Black History Month. You have been here in the light room. That's it. And you have had a conversation with the Craig Chambers Sr. about money mentality. I know that if you took in at least 2 things he said, you should leave here with a better money mentality. So you have the contact information. Let me go and put it back just in case somebody's just getting here. So that's the contact information for you to contact him for that financial need analysis. You said FNA?
Yes, that's correct. Financial needs analysis.
That's that consultation so you can figure out where that money going, how much going to Burger King, how much going to the wing spot. That's me. The wing spot get a lot of money. I'm sure I could have bought. Okay. So anyway, you'll find out how much money you really giving to the wing spot and where you can actually put that money and it come back to you and not in a fat belly. Anyway, thank you, Craig. Thank you
It's
so,
my
so much.
pleasure. I've enjoyed my time. Hey, the light members of the light room or guests of the light room, I appreciate you for having me on. And listen, any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out. The only silly question is the one you don't ask. Okay,
That's it.
and that's why we're here tonight to get the answers to the questions we need to help us as a people excel and to get ahead. Okay, so please feel free, reach out, ask questions. Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if you. I don't even care if you do business with me. I don't care if I can give you a tip to help you get ahead. I've done my job, and I'm gonna get me an in. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Reach out. I'm okay with that.
Cool. Well, you heard it here in the light room first. Reach out to this young man and get your finances in order so that we can live better. What Dave said, you got to live like nobody else so that you can live like nobody else.
That's
Right.
right.
So get that financial needs assessment. So good night to you, sir. Hope you rest well. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you later. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Listen, the baby said, sign me up now. Listen, I'm gonna make an appointment because you know I need that. What is it? Will you do this for personal debts? Okay. Um, so text him or call him from the number that let me put it back. So make sure you take his information down. Make sure you take his information down and contact him. Let him know you came from the light room and that you are interested in the financial needs assessment. He says a free service to him. Even if you don't do business with him, you don't buy a service from him, he's willing to help you sort through your finances to find out, where you can eliminate some debts, pay off some debts, whatever you need to do. So this is his contact information for that. Yeah, just be prepared to put the work in when you call, and remember, he's a busy man too. Like he got a lot going on. So when you're ready, if you're really ready to get your finances in order, you're really ready to make this change in your life, there's your resource right there. This is why Mental Health Monday continues to exist. Okay. Because again, if your money ain't right, your mind ain't right. And when it comes to your mental health, it's your ability to cope with the normal stresses of life. It's your ability to make good decisions about your life and about the people around you. It's your ability to interact with other people. Some people have an attitude with other people that they don't even know because they don't got no money, right? I seen something one day that said, you're not depressed, you're broke. I mean, hey, it's quite depressing to be broke. Either way, it's not good for your mental health to be broke or depressed. So, as Jay Push said in the previous live, keep you some money, baby. Keep you some money. Having money is a part of self-care because when you need to take a break away, you're going to need money for that flight. You're going to need money to book that room. You're going to need money to have a picnic in the park. The park may be free, but you're going to need money to buy food for that picnic. So you deserve it. You can do it. Invest in yourself. Invest in your wealth. Invest in your future. Like he said, whether you have children or not, make the investment. You may be an auntie, or uncle. Find out how you can give back. We got to break these generational cycles. We got to get rid of you got to get it how I got it, or I got mine, you get your, we have to break up with those mentalities. It is not serving us well. Other cultures are passing it down. Children are coming into the life with millions of dollars that they have not gotten out of any mud. But here we are, fighting through the mud instead of pushing each other down in the mud. We don't have to do that. It's Black History Month. I hope you're represented in some type of way, and not just, with the outfits and the colors and things like that. Be intentional about learning about the overall Black history of Black culture, of Black people, about slavery. But go to your grandma, go to your great grandma, go to your granddaddy if they're still alive. Sit down with them. Find out where you come from, right? All these the history outside of yourself is good and dandy. Where did you come from? Who are your ancestors? What backs are you crawling off of, right? What foundations are you running from? Where you built from? Okay, so sit down with your elders in your family, and elders make space for these young people, and they don't have to just be old people. Parents, talk to your children about your life, right? Talk to your nieces and nephews. Just like, y'all, we gotta go back to how it was in the old days. We just gotta sit down and have a conversation. Sometimes you need to sit down and listen. And sometimes those who have it need to sit down and talk. Okay. So we got to break these cycles. We got to break these curses. We got to do all the things. We deserve a good life, y'all. We can have a good life. We just have to put the work in. You have a blueprint. You have a resource. You have a connection. This has been Mental Health Monday. I hope you have been educated. I know you have been educated, empowered, and equipped with knowledge, skills, tools, and resources to advocate for your mental health. You know I love you. God loves you. Love yourself. And then love others. All right. Talk to you later.